All right, all right. This is the Horse Hour, and I am your host, Horace Ra, LA storyteller. Horace Ra, the amazing storyteller, Horace Ra, the sun god, the son of Isis and Osiris, sun gods sent to raise the vibration of this planet, make it a better place to live, a loving place to live, where we can unite and live in harmony, live in harmony, peaceful, blissful, loving, caring, and just being decent, loving human beings to one another. I mean, is that so hard to do? We got people on this planet that hate other human beings because of the color of their skin. You don't realize how stupid that is. Okay? What about their character? What about their heart? You might end up hating the wrong person. Okay? Now I can tell you how that happened to me. I'm going to tell you a story of how I ran into some racist dude and it backfired on him. It actually backfired on him. He was let me tell you the story. I'm working with McCormick Ambulance Service, okay? And we get an emergency call. Now, mind you, Unit 21 was recognized as the best E.M.T. ambulance in the county, okay? For all the stations that I covered, we were the most requested. They didn't, I worked for a big company. They didn't request other units. They would request, we want Unit 21. That's what they would do, because I had my unit. I would work in between the paramedic unit and the E.M.T. ambulance. And I had my E.M.T. ambulance set up like the paramedics, so, it was like that. I spent a lot of time, half my time on the E.M.T. unit, half my time on the paramedic unit. So when I worked on the paramedic unit, I worked as a paramedic. And I worked on the E.M.T. unit. I can only be an E.M.T. They don't have no drugs on the E.M.T. unit. You don't stick anybody with needles on the E.M.T. unit. But on the paramedic unit, I had to start lines. I had to start IVs and do the whole shock trousers, all the stuff that the EMTs can't do. But anyway, we get this emergency call. And of course, we want to get there as soon as we can. We get there quick. Pull up, got the lights and sirens, pull up to the house. I start knocking on the door. And even though I'm knocking on the door, they have a little window that you can see through, a window on the door. And I'm looking through there and I see this man and I see a woman sitting on the couch. And I'm knocking on the door. And this man is just looking at me all crazy, right? And then the lady is sitting on the couch and she's holding her chest. But nobody's saying nothing. And I'm like, hey, it's the paramedics. Did you call us? And so the lady, she looks like she's in a lot of pain. And she couldn't answer. She's just shaking her head like, yes. And so I go shake the door. I'm like, the door is locked. Open the door. And my partner, he's at the window, at the big glass window, on the side, right? And he's like knocking on the window like, hey, what's going on? And I'm still knocking on the door like, boom, 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 boom. Open the door, man. Open the door. You called. Open the door. And he goes, get off of my porch. Get off of my porch. And I said, get off your porch? You called us. And so I'm still banging on the door. Boom, 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 boom. And then my partner, he's standing at the window. And I see him jump back and cross his arms. And I was like, hey, dude, what you doing? He goes, he just said he ain't letting no porch monkeys in. I said, porch monkeys? So I started looking up. I said, no wonder he got all these trees here. I said, man, this dude got porch monkeys? And I said, wow, these white folks, when they have so much money, they just start buying everything. I guess that big old, I seen a picture of a big old Saint Bernard sitting on a table and on a coffee table. And I said, that big old Saint Bernard wasn't enough. They had to go out and buy some porch monkeys. And I said, well, tell them if we see some porch monkeys, we won't let them in. So my partner is just still standing there and I'm banging on the door. Boom, 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 boom. Will you let us in? So his wife looks up and she goes, back door, back door. So I run around to the back. And when I look over the fence, I see the biggest dog house. Cujo, for real. I mean, this was the biggest dog house I've ever seen in my life. So I wasn't going in the backyard. I ran back to the front and I said, hey, is Cujo still back there? And she goes, he's not with us anymore. So I run back to the back, open up the back gate, boom, 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 door is locked. Run back up to the front, and my partner goes, man, what you doing? I said, just keep a lookout. I don't want no porch monkeys to bite me. And he just starts shaking his head. And I said, man, will you open up the door? He goes, get off of my porch. And I said, why? Why do you want me to get off your porch? He goes, they sent the wrong ones. I said, they sent the wrong ones? I said, what? You know these guys or something? I goes, hey, we supposed to be the best in the city. He said, get off of my porch. I said, man, I'm going to kick this door down. And my partner goes, no, don't kick the door down. You're going to be in more trouble. And then the man goes, I'm going to call the police. I go, yes, call the police, call the police. So he's on the phone dialing the police, right? And his wife is still sitting there trying to breathe. And his wife is just sitting there trying to breathe. And I'm like, man, will you open up the door? And then his wife yells, I don't care what color they are. Boom. And she falls down on the floor. And I go, open the door, open the door. So he still wouldn't open the door. I run back to the ambulance and I get on the, on the CB. I'm telling him, hey man, this dude won't open the door. And, you're going to have to send the police. He goes, yeah, it already came over the air. The police are already on their way over there. I'm like, tell them to hurry up then. But at first when they were coming, they wasn't coming in code 3. They wasn't coming. The emergency that was supposed to be taking place, we were already there. So the sheriff's office didn't understand why they was calling us. So they're taking their time. So anyway, I'm panicking because I already know she only got 6 minutes before it's permanent brain damage. Okay. So anyway, this officer gets there and it took about 10 minutes. Okay. Maybe a little longer. But as soon as the officer gets there, the old man runs up to the door and pulls the door open and goes, my wife, she had a heart attack and she fell on the floor. And the sheriff deputy looks at him and goes, hey man, I'm a sheriff deputy. These two guys standing next to me are paramedics. And I said, hey, do you want me to check her? And so the old man didn't say a word. And the sheriff was like, yes, go ahead. So I reach down, I check her carotid artery. I go, she's dead. It's nothing. And she's cold already. She's already cold. And then this dude goes, ah, 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 ah. She was my high school sweetheart. She was my high school sweetheart. And I said, well, if she was your high school sweetheart, why didn't you just open the door? Then I'm looking around, I said, hey, man, who are those people up there? I mean, he got this big old family portrait, and he had another portrait of his wife, and it looks like her grandkids, because he said it was her grandkids too, of the prettiest cute little girl sitting on a coffee mantle with a picture of her and that big old Saint Bernard. And they look so happy. Now I'm looking at that picture and I look on the floor. She's laying down with her head next to the Holy Bible. Got a big old picture of Jesus on it. I said, man, that's crazy. Got another big old picture of Jesus on the wall with candles next to it. I'm like, dang. If you supposed to be such a Jesus fan, ain't he supposed to be teaching you about love? Unconditional love? And here it is. You gonna let your wife die? Your high school sweetheart? You gonna let her die because two black people came to the door? Two black paramedics? I'm like, nah, buddy. Because if that was my wife, I wouldn't care if I saw a spaceship land, a green, purple, spotted looking leprechaun came with a big booger on his nose. If you gonna save my wife, my high school sweetheart, and we got kids and grandkids, baby, save her life. That's what I would do. Forget about the color of your skin. Forget about the booger in your nose. Forget about all of that. Save the life first. Okay? Save the life. So this dude called himself being hateful. Instead of showing his wife love, he showed her hate. I mean, she suffered. She was holding her chest in pain. What kind of love is that? Now, people, see, we got to learn how to recognize what real love is. Real love is not just saying words. You got to do some action here. You got to use that brain of yours. You got to know when to say, hey, it's time to love. It's time to forgive. Hey, it's time to forget all that bad stuff, accept it, change the outcome of it, turn that hate into love, and hey, you'll come out a winner every time. You use hate, you'll come out a loser every time. This dude lost his high school sweetheart. If he would have showed some love, he would have had more years to spend with his love. So I hope you get out of this message that it is always better to show love. Peace, love, and happiness. Remember, love yourself, take care of yourself, and then learn to spread and share that love. Thank you for listening. Peace. And I'm out.